What if you could prioritize your health without sacrificing your favorite foods? Dive into the world of flexitarian eating and discover the top 5 benefits of a flexitarian diet that can transform your health journey. Flexitarian diets offer many of the same advantages as a vegetarian diet, but don't limit what you're allowed to eat as strictly. In fact, going semi-vegetarian can help your body, your wallet, and the planet in ways you might not imagine. With a flexitarian diet, you can take a flexible approach to eating. This diet emphasizes plant-based foods, but allows some meat on occasion. A lot of people treat diet choices as all or nothing. Do you eat refined sugar or cut it out completely? Are you low-carb or carb-loading? Are you a vegan or a meat eater? But often, there are middle grounds between these extremes that can work really well for some people. The best example is the flexitarian diet, which is like a semi-vegetarian diet that embraces the middle ground and eschews the all-or-nothing attitude. But is it really worth switching to a flexitarian diet? Does it accomplish much for the environment? Will it make you healthier or help you lose weight? If you're worrying that the only way to improve your diet's impact on your body or the environment is to make a more drastic change to what you eat, these 7 benefits of a flexitarian diet should set your mind at ease. What is the flexitarian diet? Before getting into the specific benefits of a flexitarian diet, it's important to be clear on what it actually is. The flexitarian diet was devised by a dietitian called Dawn Jackson Blattner, and the name is a combination of the words flexible vegetarian. This tells you the key fact about the diet. It's similar to being a vegetarian but much less strict. You limit your consumption of meat, but not entirely. This is really the core of the diet, but what it boils down to is that you're essentially a vegetarian, but you eat meat when it takes your fancy. In theory, this should offer many of the benefits of a vegetarian diet while being much easier to stick to in the long term. The benefits of a flexitarian diet. Since flexitarian diets are relatively new, there isn't too much evidence addressing it specifically, but it is expected to offer many of the same benefits as a vegetarian diet. A review published in early 2017 looked at the evidence on flexitarian diets specifically, and results from this will be referenced where relevant. Number 5. Reduced risk of type 2 diabetes. Researchers found that vegetarian diets are better for reducing the risk of type 2 diabetes than diabetes-friendly diets. This is expected to carry over to flexitarian diets to some extent. And indeed, the review article mentioned above confirmed that there is a reduction in the risk for type 2 diabetes for flexitarians. Number 4. Better for the environment. Livestock is a huge source of greenhouse gas emissions, and going vegetarian or vegan is one of the best things you can do to reduce your carbon footprint. While this would undoubtedly be better, switching to a flexitarian diet still provides some of the same benefits to the environment, depending on how much you reduce your meat consumption. When you do eat meat, avoiding beef and lamb is a particularly good idea because farming these animals contributes the most to greenhouse gas emissions. Number 3. More affordable. Although there is a lot of variation in how much people spend on food shopping, flexitarian diets don't rely on special, hard-to-find ingredients or anything more expensive than what you'll ordinarily buy. If you currently eat meat, it's likely that you'll actually save a bit of money by switching to a flexitarian diet, because you'll be replacing the most expensive part of most meals with something more affordable. Research has backed this assumption up too, with vegetarians saving up to $750 per year on food. Of course, as a flexitarian, your savings won't be quite this big, but you will still save money. Number 2. Benefits for weight loss. Losing weight can be very challenging to achieve, and this difficulty has spawned a whole industry of fad diets and one simple trick type claims to help you get the body you want. A flexitarian diet is the ideal solution in a lot of ways though. The basic reason for this is that plant-based foods tend to be lower in calories, so incorporating more into your diet helps you feel full but still keeps your calorie count low. Studies have confirmed this too, although the focus is ordinarily on vegetarians and vegans. For example, one review of existing research found that people who cut out meat lost 4.5 pounds/2 kilograms more than people who didn't, over an 18-week period. Another review found that people with plant-based diets weigh about 15% less than meat eaters on average. The review article on flexitarian diets mentioned earlier also covers weight loss and finds suggestive evidence of benefits for weight loss. As expected, vegetarian and vegan diets were associated with lower weights and more weight loss, but flexitarian diets were better than ordinary omnivorous diets. Number 1. potentially reduces the risk of heart disease. As with many of the entries on this list, there isn't much evidence on the benefits of a flexitarian diet for your heart, but there is a lot more research on vegetarian diets. The studies looking at vegetarians tend to find a reduced risk of heart disease. For instance, one study followed 45,000 adults for 11 years and found that vegetarians had almost a third lower risk of heart disease than non-vegetarians. Other studies have shown that vegetarians have lower blood pressure than meat eaters too. Again, the results addressing vegetarians don't completely carry over to flexitarians, but the same benefits would be expected to a lesser degree. One study presented at a conference addressed flexitarian diets specifically, finding that people whose diet was at least 70% plant-based reduced their risk of dying from heart disease by 20% compared to people who ate less plant-based foods. This would need to be published properly before scientists can really evaluate the findings though. If you found this video helpful and inspiring, don't forget to give it a thumbs up and subscribe to our channel for more insightful content. Share these food revelations with your friends and family, and let's all take a step towards healthier and happier lives. Have you tried any of these foods before? We'd love to hear about your experiences and insights in the comments below.